Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, guys. In this video, we will be discussing Casper Labs giant collaboration. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And, folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out. By the way, folks, keep your assets safe, and for that, you guys can check out the Crypto Growth exclusive discount offer on Decent. Decent is convenient, safe, and secure. You can check out their biometric wallet, which has got an astonishing $50 off, and you can also check out their biometric wallet 2x package, guys, which has got a phenomenal $129 off only if you follow the link in the description box below. By the way, folks, Decent supports 3000 plus of your favorite coins and tokens, and it supports 50 plus blockchain mainnets. I personally prefer storing the assets in a cold hardware wallet, so do check out Decent and be safe. Anyways, guys, now let us look into the price and chart of Casper at the time of the recording, and let's see what it has been up to lately, guys. So this is the daily chart of Casper. We are hovering above the 2 cent mark. Like I told you guys in the last video, that the 2 cent mark is a crucial support level. Nothing much over here. The price has remained above it. You guys can check that it went down, tried to break through the 2 cent mark. It still is up above it. We're all good if we remain above the 2 cent mark, in my opinion, guys. Even in the long haul, we've got in the monthly, guys, we've got crucial support levels over here, and I think that the 2 cent is a crucial psychological level, and remains a key support level for us going forward, guys. Anyways, guys, when I was going through the Casper material, I came across this video, a really interesting one, guys. Casper is to collaborate with IBM. Listen to Mrinal Manohar, Casper Labs CEO. Guys, this was 4 months ago by all in Casper community. Let's see what Mrinal has to say. Yeah, so let's play it.
Is it true that the IBM sales team is going to sell Brave AI product?
The answer to that is if the product meets their internal, technical requirements, etc., and it meets the remit internally at IBM. The answer is yes. So let me get very specific on that. What I mean by the answer is yes is we have a bunch of agreements signed with IBM, both for joint marketing efforts as well as to be an embedded service within IBM. Now, that means that at least all the, call it, legal foundation has been set for us to go after this market together. How exactly that turns out in terms of how we go to the market, I would say, one, it comes down to quality of the underlying product. There, I think the risk of failure is very, very minimal because we're co-developing it with IBM, and therefore we'll ensure that it meets their internal technical standards. And the second thing, which is really exciting, is myself, Ross, Michael Dobak, someone who's working with us, a gentleman named Jim Drill, are all meeting with senior members of IBM early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really to map out what the go-to-market beta program, pricing, etc. is going to look like for this product. We're really excited that we have a bunch of beta customers already signed up who we can test all of these assumptions with. But basically, to set down the staple assumptions, we'll be doing that early next week. We're incredibly excited about this partnership. I mean, having a partner like IBM with us, with their excellent execution capabilities, really brings our value to a new set of customers and people who otherwise would not really realize the value of this underlying technology.
What could that mean for the CSPR token holders?
It's obviously positive, right? Anything that is posted onto the main chain, the public chain, will require CSPR to pay for underlying gas fees. And so, the amount of transactions that could hit the network could be incredibly large. If you think about it, AI systems change context very, very often. So let me explain what that is. So let's explain what would hit the public blockchain, right? And what we're actually capturing. an AI system, the context has three components. The context of an AI system is a sum total of what's the underlying LLM that's currently being used, how has it been parameterized, so that means what's your sampling method, what are your p-values, k-values, etc. And third are what are the data sets that were used to train this. Now, you change any one of those things. You change the parameters, you change the data sets that are used to train it, you change the underlying model, your context has now switched. Now, there might be other factors that we also include that would denote a context switch. But anytime a context switch occurs, that's all logged on the Casper blockchain. Because logging it allows you to do three things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. One is auditable and certifiable end-to-end data integrity, meaning you have an audit path of every single data set that went in and attributability of where a hallucination or bias occurred. And that's very, very useful. Second, because you're logging all of these things, you now have the ability to version control. Meaning you can very easily, like one of the biggest problems with AI today, and by the way, I love AI. I think it's going to be game-changing for the world. But one of the issues is version control is nigh impossible. So, say your AI starts behaving badly, you can't hit a button and go back to a previous version. Now, you can do that on Windows, you can do that on iOS, you can do that with your operating systems, your files, etc., etc. Obviously, for AI, it's a little more complex because you're capturing several things. There's a model, there's a parameterization, and the data sets. But our system will allow this version control. And three, really importantly, is it allows access across multiple parties. So if you go to the webinar, and Maciej, in the video, we should share the link of the webinar, started around minute 25, 26. What we show there is two different software companies using a third-party LLM can all interact in an extremely seamless manner. And you don't even need to do like a consortium chain or anything that complicated. All of this will be a seamless user experience for the end user and customer. And we're really, really excited to be on this journey with IBM building this product for the end user.
Third quarter of this year, right? After the Condor update on the mainnet.
Correct. And just to be clear, we're not delaying the development of this. We're not waiting for Condor. Like we know what's happening on Condor. So development, basically the proof of concept was built last year. So those of you who tuned into the Gartner webinar, we started coding it in September. We presented it on November 3rd. And since November 3rd, what we did in the back half of last year is get all our contracts signed. So as an IBM are fully, like the partnership is fully, papered. What we've been doing since then is we've been in active development, both in terms of full architecture diagrams, which we're doing in concert with IBM, as well as non-functional requirements. Things like what level of hybridity are we bringing to the blockchain? What kind of scaling solutions do we have as these grow? Is it one master smart contract, or does each customer have their own master smart contract? All of these things are, and of course, every design decision we're making is to ensure that the platform scales really, really well. So those are the things that are in active development right now. So we're not waiting on the Condor release. Programming, structuring, etc. is all going side by side. So we aim to have the product out in the market by Q3. The way to think about it is you can design a contract to pay for itself, meaning the contract can hold a balance. Obviously, you can change that balance at any time. But what's good about it is a contract can pay for itself. So every single deploy doesn't have to be initiated by a user. So once a contract, it says, hey, every time we see a context change, let's bring it back to this example. Every time we see a context change to the underlying AI model, we want to post a reference to the mainnet of the Casper blockchain. That can be fully automated. So as long as the balance is held, those transactions will just deploy automatically. And that's very, very important, right? You don't want each someone to have to manage balances, someone to have to, with every single deploy, ensure that gas is set. And this actually makes these systems much more scalable and automated.
Another question.
Yep.
Does that mean that Cspr tokens will be on IBM balance sheet or any other company balance sheet to use the Casper network?
There's two modes, right? So either CSPR is used regardless. So if you're hosting to mainnet, CSPR is used regardless. The two options are either company takes it on their balance sheet and does everything themselves, or they pay a SaaS fee and either us or a third party can handle it. Right? It's just like this actually could become like a really interesting. What's beautiful about a Condor release is this could be a very interesting business model for many people in the community, because what you can do is, especially if you're a validator and you hold a balance and there are customers or projects that want to use the Casper blockchain, but they're like, hey, I don't want to deal with the token side of it. Is there someone who I can just pay $200 a year or $200 a month and you just manage all the CSPR on the back end for us? Obviously, how that's going to be priced post Condor, et cetera, will have to be figured out. Obviously, cryptocurrencies are volatile, but because of the refund mechanic that's going to happen in Condor, effectively gas becomes a cost of capital. And this should actually send much more transactions to the blockchain than ever before. So Maciej, the answer is it could be either. So regardless of which modality people choose, that is, the company chooses to take it on their balance sheet themselves, or they just prefer to pay a software as a service fee and have someone else handle it. Effectively for the network, it looks exactly the same. It just comes down to what level of risk or convenience the end customer wants to take. But we think it's important to provide that option. Now think about this, right? If you don't have that option, a company might be a $5 trillion industry. But if you remember the early days of cloud, and it took like a decade to get the model right, it was very, very hard to get companies to do it, because they're like, hey, look, my on-prem system still kind of works. I know I get a lot more flexibility. I know it's cheaper, but hey, why would I take the headache? And then, with continued education and refining of the model, and really the big linchpin there was when AWS allowed hybrid systems. You can mix and match your on-prem and off-prem. It suddenly took off. So the beauty of AI governance is there isn't an existing tech stack. It isn't like, oh, AI governance today is all using Kubernetes and Mongo databases. It's a new industry, and there's this opportunity to make the tech stack correct right from the beginning. So if blockchain is embedded into the tech stack right from the beginning, it's now just the way that industry operates, as opposed to, hey, there are these choices. And I'm not saying that's what will end up happening, but that's an opportunity that really hasn't existed, where, hey, it's two brand new, blockchain is not a brand new industry, but it's this brand new industry and a brand new way to like sell blockchain services, which Condor enables, which is you can make them fully SaaS, while, a lot of gas is being spent on the network. And that, I think, that combination of being able to sell it as a SaaS product while still, creating demand for, gas and utility of the underlying network, and not having, an incumbent tech stack to compete with, makes it very compelling. And so
guys, what do you guys think about blockchain and Casper in particular? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out. Like I always say in the end, until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.